everyone, this is Erin with Lizzie Knits and Three Birds Yarn Studio, and today let's talk the knit stitch and the purl stitch. I have a little swatch here where I've done 8 knit stitches and then I'm going to do 8 purl stitches. So let's just jump right in and how to do a knit stitch. So when you knit, if you're a brand new beginner, you always have your stitches on your left side. And we are one by one going to make a new stitch in each one of these and put them on the right needle. So we're going to take this needle or this first stitch, make a stitch, get rid of it, and have the new stitch over here. Okay, so for a knit stitch, you want the yarn to be in the back. See, it's hanging out the back. We're going to take the right needle, and I like to hold my yarn with my left hand. You can hold it with your right, however is comfortable for you. I take the right needle, and on the left side of the stitch, you insert it through the front loop and come out the back. So it's almost like you're taking your right needle to kind of open up that stitch, because each stitch is a loop. It's a loop. Okay, so I'm going for the left side of the stitch, kind of opening it up a little bit and putting the right needle through to the back. Now we want to wrap the yarn around the back needle, the right needle, that's going to be the new stitch. So I wrap the yarn away from me. And then we're going to bring that new stitch through the old stitch. Okay, I have that on the right needle. And we don't need the stitch on the left needle anymore, so just take it off. And the new stitch is on the right. Okay, that's 1 knit stitch out of 7. Let's do this again slowly. Okay, next one on the needle. On the left needle, take the right needle. You're going to insert the right needle from the left side of the stitch. Like you're kind of like, get a little closer. Like you're opening the stitch up a little bit and push it through. I wrap the yarn away from me and you can kind of see. So now that new stitch is on the right needle, but we got to get it off though. We got to bring it through and get this old stitch off. So it's kind of poking through. You slowly maneuver your right needle, like slide it down a little bit so it's kind of picking it up and pulling it through. And then all in one motion, you can let it off the left needle. Okay, now I got 2 knit stitches on the right needle. Next, put the needle through from the left side. Wrap the yarn away from you. Bring that new stitch through to the front. Okay, we bring it through the old stitch and out and get rid of it on the left needle. Put the needle in, wrap. And sometimes you see, like, I kind of hold it down. Again, this is preference of knitting styles. I hold it down with my right index finger while I'm pulling the needle through. Bring it up on the right needle. Take it off the left. Okay, we have 4 more knit stitches. Okay, cross from the left side of the stitch, the right needle, left side of the stitch and through, wrap, and use your right needle to kind of pull it back through to the front and off. Okay, wrap, pull it through, put the needle through from the left side, wrap, pull it through, and one more. You can get really fast. Feel free to rewind that, watch that whole knit segment again. I'm going to move on to now the purl stitch. This is different. We're switching a couple things. For the purl stitch, I move the yarn to the front. Okay, we're going to still wrap. We're still wrapping it. You still put the right needle through. We're still going to wrap the yarn and pull the new stitch out through the old stitch and onto the right needle. So for this one, okay, yarn in the front. That is key between the knit and purl. Knit, what's the yarn in the back? Purl in the yarn in front. I'm going to take the right needle and move it into the front of the stitch. So like last time, the knit stitch, you put it through to the back because your yarn was in the back. But now since our yarn's in the front, I want to take the right needle and put it just straight into the front of that old stitch on the left needle. Okay, then we're gonna wrap, and you can see, like, again, this is my style, but I take my hand off the needle, I wrap it, And you also want to wrap the yarn away from you, just like when you're doing the knit stitch. Wrap the yarn away from you. Wrap the yarn away from me. I kind of hold it down with my thumb, kind of like the knit stitch I was holding with my index finger. Wrap. I kind of hold it down, and now we're bringing that, this is the new stitch here, but we're bringing it through the stitch kind of to the back now, and then take the old one off the left needle. Let's do that again. I just gave you a lot of information. Okay, we got the yarn in the front. Let's do another purl stitch. I put the right needle into the front of the stitch. Just the way, like you don't have to do it like from the other side or anything, just straight in. Wrap the yarn away onto the right needle. And I kind of even like, push the tips of your needle down so it comes out from inside the old stitch. But you do not want to lose that wrap that you got. And push that back. That's the new stitch, and let this one go. All right, you can see another tip, like as I'm doing this, I maneuver my needles, and this is really something that is going to take practice and being comfortable holding the needles in your hand and holding the yarn and maneuvering with the stitches. Like I do slide the needles back and forth a little bit to get the stitches on and off or from one needle to the other. Just make sure you're not like losing your stitches. Come on. All right, another purl stitch, yarn in front. I put the right needle into the front of the stitch. I wrap the yarn away from me, kind of hold it down here, and pull that's the new thread from that yarn. That's the new stitch, and pull it out, and then get rid of the stitch on the left needle. All right, now you got 3 little purl stitches here, and they look different than the knit stitches, because different. But really. Spoiler, if you look on the reverse side, it's the inverse of each other. Okay, continue. Another purl stitch. Put the yarn in. I have yarn put the needle in, yarn in the front, wrap it away from me, take that stitch, that's the new loop, and get rid of it on the left needle. Okay, right needle in, wrap the yarn. See, I'm sliding this needle out just enough so it catches the new loop. I guess slide it off the left needle. Okay, wrap, off. Put the right needle in, wrap, grab that little loop. Last one, right needle in, and pull it out. Okay, well, I'm going to put a few bookmarks in here for knit purls if you want to go back and watch. I'm going to flip this, and you can just watch me, maybe just observe how I do it. And see, I told you they're the invert. A knit stitch is the reverse of a purl stitch, and vice versa on each sides of the fabric. Just a little, just FYI. Okay, so let's do 8 knit stitches, 8 purl stitches. I'm just going to go. So remember, yarn in the back. See, I'm knitting now, yarn in the back. Put the needle in, wrap, new loop. Put the needle in, wrap, take the new loop out. Put the needle in, we're going from the far side. Wrap the yarn, bring that new loop out, take it off the needle. Wrap, take the new stitch out. Wrap, take the new stitch out. And we got 2 more here. And put that needle in, wrap away from me, kind of hold it down, bring that new stitch out from inside the old stitch, and let go of the old stitch. Okay, that was 8 knit ones. I'm going to purl 8. Remember, yarn to the front now. I put the needle into the front of the previous stitch or the old stitch. Wrap away from me. Poke the needle out, but grab the new loop. Take it off. Okay, put the right needle in, wrap away from me, use the right needle to grab that new loop, take the old loop off. Wrap away from me, grab the new loop, that's the new stitch, take the old one off. Right needle in the front, wrap, grab that new loop. Okay, 2 more. last one, wrap. See, and I even use my fingers sometimes to push that in. You just don't want those needles to come off the tip of the needle. I have just enough space here where it's grabbing it, and then I can put it securely and push it down a little bit. And there we go. This is, if you're a brand new beginner knitter, this is going to take practice, because like I could, you know, it's muscle memory for me now, but just holding your needles, getting comfortable, but just keep the key components in mind, which direction, where do I want the yarn to be feeding out from? If I'm knitting, I want the yarn to be in the back. If I'm purling, I want the yarn to be in the front. If I'm knitting, you put the right needle in on the far side of the stitch. Okay. If I'm pretend, I put the needle in the front of the stitch. Just those little requirements for each stitch. But as far as, you know, getting the feel of how to hold everything in your hands, just keep practicing. Practice. You will get more comfortable, and that just comes with time. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy, and happy knitting.